Hey, what's going on YouTube? LMC here. This is going to be my new player tips from a noob video. So I'm going to try to cram as many tips that I think are going to help you play Blade and Soul and get off to a good start into as short of amount of time as I can to make this worth your while. So let's get started. I just started playing a few days ago. Totally free to play. Just came out for free to play players a couple, earlier this week, about 5 days ago. So I hit level 30, and some things in this game can be really confusing to new players. One of them being, when you start off playing this game, you're inundated with all these different items, and you don't know what to sell, what to use, what you should be hanging on to. Let me give you my quick tips. So basically, just play the story until you get to a place that's like a graveyard. It's got zombies. There you're going to see the first mini-boss on the screen. Let's see if we can't find it. I think it's Gloomdross Lookout. Yeah, this Gloomdross Forest, I believe. Zoom in on here. So yeah, this lookout place. There's going to be a mini boss down here. Once you get to this point, this is where you need to start upgrading a little bit. You can take a little bit of a break and start upgrading your inventory. So you're going to want to kill the mini boss, spin the wheel. It's going to be the first wheel available in the game, and these wheels they're really useful because they'll give you full 8 set armor pieces, which come with a lot of stats. This one in particular gives you critical rate, which helps you level faster. So when you're building your character for the first time, my recommendation is going to be, I've only done it once and I'm only level 30, so take it with a grain of salt, but go for attack stats, go for skills that are going to help you kill monsters faster. I'm going to say that our goal is to get to the endgame content as soon as possible, because it's going to be way easier in endgame content to be making more gold for your clan to upgrade, and for you to buy everything you need. You're going to be going for the endgame pieces, which is always exciting. You're going to be doing lots of fun party quests. It's like any other MMORPG. So let's get to the endgame. Not as quick as possible, take time to pay attention to the story and stuff. It's got an awesome story, this game, but let's try to get there quick and without spending money uselessly. So spin the wheel, kill the mini boss, get the tokens, spin the wheel, and what you're looking for to get out of that wheel is your first 8-piece set. Once you get your 8-piece set equipped, you're going to get a whole bunch of chests. If those are locked, I don't remember or not. Don't waste a ton of keys on those. You're not looking for a new weapon, but what you may be looking for is the same weapon type when you're upgrading your weapon to do the breakthrough. Once you get that, that's basically all you need from this area. There's probably some cosmetic things. It's not a bad idea to farm lots of tokens. It's kind of fun. Spin that wheel. RNG is always fun. So make sure you do that. Most players are going to do that anyways. As far as dailies go, you're going to get all these daily quests. These are these blue triangles with the ever sign in the middle of them. Do the dailies once if they seem pretty easy. If the dailies involve a dungeon, dailies are good because they give you hammers to repair your equipment, things like that. They're going to give you lots of tokens that you can trade in to get better armor pieces, things like that as well. So dailies are good, but generally what I'll do when I enter a new area is I'll grab every quest I possibly can in that area. There's usually 5 to 8 quests. Gather them all up, go out into the world, do all your gathering quests, kill the monsters you need to kill. Pay attention to what's closest to you, try to be efficient, and then go back in and turn them all in at the same time. And then a whole nother round of quests will open up, whether they open up in the same area or if they open up in a new area, which is telling you, okay, this is your path, you need to go to the next area. So turn all your quests in groups. It'll save you a lot of running time. In the very first area of Viridian Coast, it's not as big of a deal. Everything's kind of grouped up a lot closer, but as you get into the Cinderlands, which I guess is like the second act of this game, this stuff is not so well grouped up, so you have to be more efficient, and you don't want to waste a ton of time running in between quests all the time. So let's talk about, just you spin that Cinderlands wheel and you're looking for the 8-piece set, but you're going to have all these other soul pieces as well. You don't unlock the marketplace till you hit level 15, so you don't know if these things are valuable. That was my biggest concern. But basically, I'm going to tell you right now, these soul shields, they're not valuable for new players. I think around my level, now that I'm 30, I'm going to want to start putting these extra stats on my soul pieces. I have not done that yet. You can left click, go to manage equipment, and you can add amplifiers to them. So if I just pick this one, for example, it would give me critical plus 12. Now I don't really want to do that. It takes this fusion material to do that, which is cheap. This stuff's not expensive, but you're going to be stockpiling some of this stuff for later in the game when you need more of it. So don't even worry about doing any of these amplifiers. Your equipment's going to be plenty powerful as it is to get you to level 30 plus. Right now I'm at 30 and I haven't done any of that, and it has not hindered me at all. As far as weapons and accessories go, just by playing the story mode, you're going to get a purple ring, a purple necklace, and a purple earring. Those are going to be your endgame pieces. So you want to start leveling those up, but mainly work on your weapon. Your weapon is all your attack power. You're going to kill monsters faster, you're going to complete quests faster, and you're going to level faster and get to endgame faster. So your weapon's your number one priority. So you're going to get your level 6 from spinning the wheel like we talked about. Start feeding other weapons to your main weapon. So you would go to manage equipment, you go to evolve, you select amplifier, and whenever you get blue, or the only blue one at a very low level that you're concerned about is the one that it's going to say right here with breakthrough. So for me, to go from level 5 or to break through to level 6, after it's already maxed out to 5, I'm going to need this blue item. So you basically level up to max level 5, just like here. It's going to say, okay, breakthrough available. And then you go, I think it's going to have another option here. You have to unequip your staff, go to manage equipment, and then you'll place the blue item in, and it's going to require one other piece of material. Up until level 30, you basically get that just from doing quests in the game, so don't worry about that. And then you hit the button, it breaks through. Now you can go from 6 to 10. Once you hit 10 with your with your weapon, to get the item you need to evolve your weapon and make it a new weapon. So this is the same thing, the same Hong Moon staff that you guys are using, but I've already evolved it once. To evolve it, it's going to say down here, you're going to need your level 10 Hong Moon staff, I believe it's going to say, or Hong Moon weapon, whatever weapon is class specific to you. And you're also going to need, I think this is going to say, not destroyer. It comes from this dungeon right here, so it's going to tell you what you need. So you're basically going to do all the quests for this area as fast as possible, get to the Black Ram Narrows, and then you're going to know you're close to the end of the first act. You're going to do a bunch of quests here, and then you're going to party up to go to the Black Ram Narrows. So take your time, learn the differences between party mode. It should be a fun experience for you. Don't get too frustrated. As far as the loot system goes, we can talk about that real quick. But let's keep talking about weapons. You're gonna go to Black Ram Narrows, and when you finish the daily, you can only complete the daily, of course, once a day for Black Ram Narrows, which is a good daily to do. So it's this getting the axe. It's gonna give you a reward. It's gonna give you a treasure chest, which you can open, and it'll give you, for us free-to-play players, if you don't use one of the expensive keys, I think it's like a Viridian Superior key, Superior Viridian key. If you don't have one of those and you don't use that, then it's going to give you a random item for any of the classes. What you're looking for is your class-specific item. So for me as a summoner, I'm looking for the purple staff to come from that chest. Every time you run the Black Ram Narrows, your party is rewarded one of those class-specific items. So you might get lucky the very first time you run it, and that staff drops for you the very first time. It drops for your party, and if that does happen, I recommend bidding on it pretty high, because that's going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to save you keys too if you're trying to open up these other chests. So let's say you don't get it your first run through, you complete the daily, you get the weapon chest, so you open the weapon chest with a normal key. But if you did open the weapon chest with a superior key, you're guaranteed your class specific item. So if you're a pay-to-play player, you want to throw a little bit of money into this game, you can buy that Viridian key off the pay shop, and you're guaranteed to get your class specific item. Then you can make your Hong Moon staff evolved, make it the next level. But if you don't get that, you can run the Black Ram arrows as much as you want. Every time you run it, I believe you get another purple, which I think are epics in this game, epic weapon chest, which you can open with a normal key as well, and take a chance at hopefully getting your class specific weapon. Okay, so I didn't do any extra dungeons in this area. I think they're generally a waste, and if you are efficient with quests while you're leveling for the first time, I can come back and do these quests that I missed. These are normal quests and these are daily quests. So eventually I'm going to come back and do these normal quests. But if you miss a few, don't worry about it. Just keep on getting the most experience you can from the level quests which match your current level. Alright, I'm probably jumping around a ton here. What else is important? Okay, so one thing that confused me, which I don't know if it confused other people or not, but this game has a different control system. You can hold the middle mouse button down at any time to look around while you're moving. So if you wanted to run forward, I'm holding the W key, holding the middle mouse button to look around at my surroundings to see if any enemies are following me. Another thing that's useful, which I didn't understand, and I don't know why it was so confusing to me, basically, whatever you're looking at, you're going to target. So the first time you enter a dungeon, it's going to pop up with loot. It depends. It's going to say up here at the party mode if it's an auction loot system, and usually all the dungeons are auction loot system. I'm going to hold my reservations on whether or not I like that till another video. But anyways, any of the party members can bid on any item. So if you're a summoner and that purple epic weapon pops up and you really want it, well, all the other classes can bid on it too, and it's just going to tick you off because generally they don't know what they're doing yet at level 20. They don't know if they need it or not. They just see purple and they want to bid on it. So you can hit the Y button to increase your bid by 1 copper, or the no button to cancel the bid. So when the bid's completely over, if you didn't win it, the money that the person paid to receive that item is split evenly between the party. So if there's other class specific things, just pass on them and you're going to end up with extra money because somebody else had to pay for that item. Now there's a whole bunch of ways that you can do sneaky little things like bump up the price of an auction for an item and hope that the other person still is continuing to bid on it and that you don't get stuck with it so that you get more money in the end. People can do that, but anyways, you bump it up by 1 copper with Y, and you can pass on the bid with N. Now, I didn't realize it, so if you hit the escape button, this brings up, just like any MMO, some of your different options. You can see them down here, you can see them at the bottom here to join your party, see your character stats, clan, stuff like that. So immediately I thought, okay, there's options here in this auction for me to increase the amount by a larger amount than just 1 copper. So if I hit the escape key, that should bring up my mouse cursor and I can see that. No, if you hit the escape key, you pass on the auction. So just to forewarn you, so you don't have those mistakes, if you hold the Alt key, by the way, this took me a while to realize. I think everybody probably realizes it, but you hold the Alt key, it brings up your mouse cursor, and you can increase your auction size here by clicking up or down or where you want to be typing things. It's also very useful to hold the Alt key because a lot of your quests from your quest log here, you'll have to click something to finish it. Instead of turning it in, you'll click a button to complete that quest. So it was very helpful for me when I realized the Alt key by default is brings up your cursor. Also, you can resize your mini map with the Alt key. So very useful if you just need to see a larger portion of your mini map or if you don't want it to take up so much of your screen space. And this will all vary by your monitor sizes, your graphics card, your computers. Okay, so we talked about weapons. It's gonna be the same thing we already talked about once you get that purple weapon from that dungeon. You know, you have to unequip your weapon to evolve it. To break through, you don't have to unequip it, I don't think. But anyways, you unequip your weapon, you add that other purple item that you just received. For you to evolve it, you also have to unlock it. So you will be receiving lots of these unlock and keys. So let's take a look at the difference between the unsealing charms and the Hong Moon charms. Same thing with the keys, you're going to have normal keys, and you're also going to have Hong Moon keys. What I'm recommending right now, which might change in the future, is it'll say, do you want to unseal with a Hong Moon key? Let's just take a look. If I right click it, it says, would you like to unseal this with an unsealing charm or a Hong Moon unsealing charm? It also says 15 out of 1, so I have 15 unsealing charms. It costs 1 to do this action. I have 6 Hong Moon charms. It costs 1 to do this action. What you want to do